Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. You got a video from Logical Dating 101.
Since a lot of men are visual creatures, let me walk through what I just made.
Oh, good.
Jeez.
A visual aid.
I am a visual guy.
Why I won't sleep with a man who makes less than $200,000 a year.
I wonder if it's because they want someone to support
I mean, when everything is in writing, it's not really that visual.
them as opposed to a partner for life. Huh.
The average one-bedroom apartment in LA, this is where I live, is $2,800 a month, although my rent is significantly more than this. That means that you have to make 3 times the rent in order to qualify.
So far, that's exactly what it's sounding like.
$8,400 a month before taxes and $800,000 a year. But hold on, I know what you're thinking.
Oh, I'm not exactly sure that one...
Are you making this amount of money? Because if you're not, then how are you able to expect other men to make this kind of money?
knows what I'm thinking.
Sounds like a lot of money. Just wait. Men want to do this thing where they want to take their pants off. And that's fine because I want to take my pants off too. But hold on. If we have a little baby, the average 2-bedroom in Los Angeles is $3,800. That means that you now have to make $11,400 a month, which brings you to $136,800 a year.
Okay, let me...
I mean, $2,800 for the average 1-bedroom is a little high. I have friends that are renting for about like $1,800, $1,900. So
Let me save everyone a little bit of time here. The fact of the matter is that men that make this type of money or more per year, the second that they hear these are the types of qualifications that they must have just to engage in some sort of physical activity, are going to run immediately in the other direction.
yes, we are.
Because men that have this type of income usually know exactly what they want out of a relationship. If
And life.
it's more than just a physical encounter, they are actually looking for someone that can bring something to that dreaded table other than just their physical appearance. So no, having these types of requirements isn't going to help. If anything, it's going to help one remain single.
Single.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Because men actually do prefer makeup. You're lying to yourself if you think different.
Heard? I have never heard someone say so many wrong things, one after the other, consecutively in a row.
Okay, listen up. This is a PSA for all men. If you're not a man, keep scrolling.
No, not today. I've got to hear this.
Come here. Come a little closer. You are not the prize.
Wait, what was that?
You sure?
You are not the prize.
You sure?
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
Sure about that?
Well, the last time I checked, a prize is something that people compete over to get. Last time I checked, you're not seeing a whole lot of men anymore competing to get the attention of women. But we certainly are seeing a lot of women, a lot of the same women, competing for the attention of the same 1% of men. So, who's the prize?
Yep.
I love when men say, how are you going to reproduce if all the men are gone?
I mean, that is a good question.
First of all, last time I checked, you need us also. Like, it's a 2-part equation. But what do I know? I'm just a woman.
Yeah, but we've never said we don't need women. It's the women that say they don't need men.
Ah, yes, here we go.
So have you ever thought that maybe that's the goal? Women know the human race is going to go extinct if we stop having kids.
Okay, and I'm sure that this is leading
That's
up to
the
something.
smartest way to
Maybe
go
give
about
us
things.
any incentive.
And
Maybe
everything.
then we'll change our minds a little bit. We do all
I mean, this is just like, the kids demographic of you when you see kids play, women or little girls play, then little boys play, right? When they come to an impasse, what do? They just stop playing. They end the game. This is the ultimate. I'm not getting the man I want. I'm going to end civilization.
the work, we sacrifice the most, and we get the least.
So it's women that do everything, do they?
We risk our lives to further the next generation, and then we're told that we're ugly because we've had kids. We
What?
know that once we have kids, we have to serve them our whole entire lives. And we also know if there's a man involved, we're serving that man too. And we're the ones that don't get taken care of. We're told all we're good for is having kids. And then we have kids, and then
So having to live when bills are paid for and, not have to worry about some of those things is not being taken care of at all.
we're not valued or appreciated.
When I hear stuff like this, it really makes me wonder, what type of men are they talking to? Because it sounds like they're talking to exactly the wrong type of men.
It's not that we just don't like men. We don't like the way that society treats women. We don't like the way that society treats moms.
Who is this we?
We know that if we
It's more women that shit on moms and shit on women than men. Men don't really shit on women globally like this.
have kids, in some ways, we're going to make little mini-me's of the men that we have kids with. And these men are idiots.
So they're just insulting the children now, based on their inability to be an effectual parent.
Men are the ones who get to have the hobbies, they get to make the money, they get to have the side chicks, they get to go golfing. They're the ones in power, they're the ones setting the policies.
Anyone else getting tired of this particular narrative?
We're told that having kids is the highest thing we could aspire to ever. And we're told that by men who love to have us in our place.
Okay, I see the problem here. One is doing the same thing and choosing the same men over and over again, expecting a different result. If one wants to stop being treated like crap by crappy men,
Stop picking the Chad Rones and the Tukis of the world.
pick better men.
Do you think that American women are unmarriageable? Or are there certain women out there who do have the quality?
Get those safe spaces ready. Because this just might hurt a few feelings. Because there's a lot of American women that will never be considered marriage material.
Nope.
Because quite frankly,
They already racked up too many bodies. They already post themselves on OnlyFans. They already did the things that literally disqualified them from ever being a wife, period.
a lot of these women are just too selfish to be in any kind of long-term relationship, let alone a marriage. Because the amount of time, effort, and self-sacrifice, and yes, that's by both parties in that relationship, that is required to make a marriage work, does not often occur to those individuals who often only think about how to get ahead financially or socially, and tend to view relationships as strictly transactional, as a lot of American women do. Not to mention that a lot of these women also want to go into these relationships being treated like princesses and queens, but yet do not bring anything to the table
They don't.
except for their looks and a sense of entitlement.
Vagina, I guess. That's what they bring.
And yes, there are exceptions to this, of course, but by and large, that is why a lot of American women will never be considered marriage material.
There is a reason that men make
So, see, Lady J went only on the attitude side. No, the sleeping around, OnlyFans, sex work, all of these things that women have really deep dived into, promiscuity, that eliminates them off the rip without even us getting to know them and seeing their attitude and entitlement.
fun of single women,
And what reason would that be?
whether it be a single mom or someone who's just chosen to never marry. And it's because they feel threatened.
Somehow I doubt that.
The more women who take that route, the less women there will be available to them. And they're afraid of other women looking at those women who are single and being like, oh, like she's actually pretty happy and satisfied, and then following suit.
That's an interesting theory. I'll give one that.
Okay.
So they make fun of them and try to paint them in a bad light so that that doesn't happen.
That doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
And the reason men want a larger dating pool is not because they actually like women and want to find like their soulmate or someone they love they want to share their life with.
Oh, okay. So what is the reason?
They're afraid of being alone. Well, they are afraid of being alone.
Some perhaps, but a large amount of men are actually perfectly happy being single.
But it's because they don't know how to do things for themselves. They want a wife because they want someone to cook and clean for them and take care of everything and basically be their mother.
Again, they just think that men did not live their lives this whole time until women came in and started cooking for them or something. Like, I know how to cook. I just don't cook. Right? I eat once a day. I go eat pho for about like $12 a day. I'm pretty good for the day. $12 for the meal for the day is actually pretty damn good. You can't really make meal preps and stuff like within that budget all the time. So I get to pick what I eat. I just pick cheap food, and Asian food is pretty cheap overall. You know, a bowl of noodles, or a bowl of rice, some fried rice, or Chinese food with some little entrees on the side. It's like $15-16. Sometimes the Chinese food places stuff that crap with a shitload of food, so you can eat that for 2 meals. I'm set.
Mother who they can also sleep with.
That's actually not what most men want, but by all means, go on with that narrative.
Nothing makes a man angrier than seeing an older woman who is single and happy. Before men come in my comments like, I am married. I am married to a man. But if you don't want to be alone forever, you're just gonna have to step up because women are finally standing up for themselves and asking for more. And that more is what they've always deserved.
Granted, there are some men out there that do seem to enjoy making fun of women that are single.
True.
However, whether right or wrong, a lot of those women tend to make it a little bit too easy to do. But
I mean, you guys make all the videos for us to just kind of...
I digress. But do bear in mind that there are quite a few men out there that are actually choosing the peace of being single for a lot of the same reasons that women are. But I guess if one is going to worry about men making fun of women that are going to remain single, then I suppose one should keep that same energy for women that make fun of men for doing the very same thing.
Correct.
Intentional weight loss, so you purposely saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, is phobic.
I just can't wait to hear why.
And you might be like, what? Oh my goodness. I'm not trying to be phobic, but you are. You're being phobic to yourself.
What?
Why do you want to lose 20 pounds? It's probably to fit into something smaller. It's probably so people treat you better. It's probably...
Which is logical sense.
For all the reasons that folks are shamed simply for being fat.
Really? Oh dear.
You know, the health doesn't matter.
Continuing to perpetuate that, right? Seeking intentional weight loss, we are contributing to our phobic society. So that's why intentional weight loss is phobic.
Who else picked up on the irony of an individual trying to stand up against by intentionally trying to shame individuals into getting them to not want to intentionally lose weight so that they won't be called? Wow.
You can
like
tell these modern
triple
women have gone to
shame
school,
tactic.
but what are they teaching them in school? This is what you have to look forward to. If this is what men have to marry, men, you have to walk away. There's no way that you can be in a relationship. There's no way that you can approach this. There's no way that men in 2025 should be walking up and approaching this, should be wanting to date this. This is the type of woman that you ignore. Just
Freaking Logic 101 is freaking going in on this one. Ruthless.
off rip. This with sense like this? No.
Who remembers this person? Well, guess what?
A 29-year-old woman who currently owes a man named James Watt 600,000 pounds after essentially Tinder swindling the shit out of him. According to the Scottish Sun, Zeem and Watt met on Instagram in 2020 and began a relationship that Zeem herself described as sometimes romantic. Starting about May of 2021, Watt became aware of false allegations being made about him through an account from a woman claiming to be named Laura Keller. Zeem began convincing Watt that Keller was one of many women involved in a plot to bring him down, and even kindly offered to find out who these conspirators were for a small, humble sum of 25,000 pounds each. And Watt paid up in the total of 100,000 pounds for 4 leads each from Zeem, all of which were entirely fabricated. After finally getting suspicious enough, Watt hired a private investigator to look into Zeem, who found that the Laura Keller account, responsible for many false allegations, was actually tied directly to Zeem's place of employment and place of residence. With this evidence, the Scottish court was able to conclusively find Emily Zeem responsible for the Laura Keller troll account.
Nice.
Which was designed to lure Watt in with the threat of false allegations to invoke enough fear to scam money.
This is a whole nother level of fear, guys. Like, there's not even true false allegations. They're making false allegation accounts. What? To trick men. Why they hate us?
Money out of him. The court has ordered Zeem to pay back 6 times the amount she stole, which Watt claims he's going to donate to charity should she ever pay up. And so I get it now. Knowing what I know now, I'm now understanding why her advocacy for victims felt so disingenuous.
Karma is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It's awesome.
Women are not meant to work 9-to-5 jobs.
Well, this should be interesting.
I said this before and I'll say it again.
I can actually admit, yeah, truly, women are not really built for it.
We shouldn't have to work 9-to-5 jobs.
What should we, women, be doing with our time?
Women are meant to go to Pilates class, tan by a pool, read a good book.
Who invented Pilates? Who invented the pool? Who invented books? Right? Like, without men facilitating all this stuff, you wouldn't have any of this stuff. You wouldn't even know these stuff exists. So you saying that, oh, women should be doing these things, then what did women do before these things? The books would probably been around for a while, but the pool and the other things are not.
Take care of the children, make good food, and be provided for by a man.
It sounds like one thinks that only the men should have to work. I mean, how far back in time do we want to go? Does one still want the ability to be able to vote?
There's no way a woman can be in her feminine energy if she's sitting at a 9-to-5 job or she's unhappy.
Oh, good. That feminine energy thing. Again.
First part is...
Did you guys hear that? She can't be feminine if she's unhappy. That's why there's no feminine women in the world, right? Or very few in the US, because they ain't happy.
There's women out there that are having to fill that masculine role in the office, getting things done.
Working is masculine now, and so apparently is getting things done. Noted.
Because they have to be. They're covering bills. They're paying for half a dinner when a man should be paying for the tab every time.
I guess some women don't really want to be independent women, do they?
Nope.
Did we as a society decide that women should go to a 9-to-5 job, feel some gratification, instead of staying at home with the kids?
It never ceases to amaze me how many individuals actually seem to have entirely skipped history class of how hard so many women and men had to work just so that women could be seen as equals in society.
If a woman wants to work part-time so she can spend more time with her kids at home, she should be able to do that. And don't get me wrong, if you want to work a 9-to-5 job, you go do that. But I'm just saying, women shouldn't have to.
Well then, in the spirit of equality, I guess that means that men shouldn't have to work.
I mean, back in the day, it was exactly as you said. Women didn't have to. They could have just stayed home. They could have gotten part-time jobs. But you fought for this. A lot of women fought for this.
Either. But let's see how well that'll go for society when everybody is so entitled that they don't think that they have to work.
We're there.
I actually don't think men.
Yeah, Lady J, I think we're there now. Look at a lot of the younger crowd. Look at a lot of Gen Z. They think, oh, the work environment's not to my liking. I'm gonna protest. Oh, I don't want to work because should I be a slave to corporate and have to try to, pay my own bills and stuff like that? We live in a society where they're so rich that everything should be paid for me, and I should be able to just live my life and do whatever I want. We're pretty much there. A good chunk of our population really truly does kind of think that. Please subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that.